Our next presenter is Mr. Tyler Richardson. He's the high school counselor in Warsaw, and his topic is above and beyond additional ways counselors support students.
Hello, I'm Mr. Tyler Richardson. I'm the counselor here at Warsaw, and I'm glad to be presenting here today. So I got three things I'd like to talk about. Keep students in the building. We've had a lot of struggles with students failing classes in launch just because they don't log in and do their stuff. So I've done a lot of communication with students to try to get them to encourage them to come back to the seated situation. And our assistant principal has done a great job. Thankfully, he's made a lot of phone calls to a lot of these kids and families, and that's been a huge help. Creating a mindset to help set up virtual meetings along with in-person meetings has been a big thing. That helps kids see the social aspect of that, so that they kind of yearn to come back to the school building. So that's one thing that I think has made a huge difference. We got one student in particular that comes up here and stands outside the school building and says hi from a distance to the kids coming out because they're really wigged out about the COVID thing. So he really wants to come back to school, and I email him all the time. So I think that communication is very important. And then also, we had a FAFSA this year and a Frenzy in person, but no one actually showed up. But we did have a virtual FAFSA going at the same time, and that actually reached some students that way. So that was huge. All of our in-person and virtual college visits I shared with all of our virtual students, so that provides that same resources to them. And then I've also added an opportunity for one-on-one counselor meetings, so I send that out in a weekly newsletter. And I've had several one-on-one meetings with students that way. The second point here, offer a screen share tutorial for staff or for starting launch students. Here in a little bit, we'll look at an example snippet of that video. But I found that that's huge to help kids get started because they struggle with that. We're a Canvas school. Our school has Canvas, but being able to navigate from Warsaw Canvas to launch Canvas and the two different Google accounts has been a real struggle. So that's kind of what the video attached to the next slide covers. And then finally, creating a flexibility for student. I think the biggest thing that I've really utilized is Missouri Flex. I don't know if you know about Missouri Flex for high school students. You can find information about that on the DESE website, but it's helped us keep our FTE up. So when we have students that are only needing certain classes and they don't have a full schedule, if they have a job or if they're taking dual credit, you can use MoFlex as a possibility to help your FTE. And then also, helping them just provide more flexibility for them has been a huge thing with MoFlex. And then I know the earlier presenters said communication is key, and that is such a big point with launch because they're still our students. So making sure that we're communicating with them and giving them all the same opportunities as seated students is a real big deal. But the MoFlex program, I think, is probably one of the best things that has happened for students wanting to work a job or go to college and sit seated for dual credit. So those are my 3 points, and this is the video I just want to share with you. And basically in that video, which it doesn't look like it's going to work, but basically it's just going over the enrollment sheet with students and, making them understand that they have to log into Google account information. This account is different from your Warsaw account. So if you're using a Warsaw Chromebook, you need to make for sure you get into your SPS launch account. That's by using this information right here. How you go about doing that? One way you do is you go back here to your account. You're going to manage accounts.
You're going to add an account. And at this point, this is where you're going to put in the 6-digit number at SPS.
So anyways, that video is just a snippet. I think it's less than 2 minutes long, so it's something that's real short, but that's probably the biggest problem we've had with launch and how that all works. And then when we get back here to the takeaway, the biggest thing that I found that's been a time saver is go ahead and enroll students for an entire year up front. You have time over the summer to look at transcripts and make sure that they have all the credits they need. And then that way you don't have to worry about it in November, December, and January when you're trying to do everything else that counselors have to do. So I think that's the biggest takeaway is go ahead and enroll for a year at a time.